Driverless Car. Chapter 2. A weary sailor lost in the sea of my sheets. As Bess Turner's husband sprawled across the vast expanse of my queen-size bed, a weary sailor lost in the sea of my sheets, I could feel his heartbeat drumming a hasty rhythm against my skin. The moisture on his body, remnants of our shared exertion, clung to my body like morning dew to blades of grass. His breath was ragged, a panting metronome marking time in the silent room. He lingered deep inside me, my pounding trespasser, blurring the boundaries of our bodies. Meanwhile, I found myself staring up at the blank canvas of the ceiling. My gaze pierced the sterile white paint, seeking an escape route for the cacophony of thoughts raging inside me. An insidious thought began to weave its way through my consciousness, a venomous serpent slithering through the garden of my mind. This thought was an unwelcome guest, sitting at the banquet table of my mind, feasting on my tranquility. I started massaging his back with my fingertips. I want her out of the way, Eric. Eric raised up, pulled out, and rolled over to the side, sighing. I hated to spoil his romantic, orgasmic mood, but we needed to understand the situation. Eric was in his late 30s, tall, beautiful and broad-chested, with small, bright brown eyes, short wavy hair and a charming smile that would leave any woman's panties soaked. He was a restaurant owner with restaurants in D.C., Maryland and Virginia. He glanced at me out of the corner of his eyes. "You keep throwing these hints at me about my wife." I cuddled up close to him, rubbing his chest. "So how are we going to be together, Eric? And I'm talking about being together for good." I climbed on top of Eric as he lit a cigarette. I stared down into his eyes in love. "I plan on making love to you every single day of the week." "Sounds good to me." He blew, curling smoke at the ceiling. "Sounds good to me too." "So, how are we going to do this if you're still married?" Eric looked at me for a second, blowing smoke to the side. Finally, he rested the cigarette in the ashtray, giving me a suspicious look. "Sounds like you plan on murdering my wife." "That wouldn't be a good thing." "Why wouldn't it be a good thing?" "Because people go to jail for that shit." I glared down into his face, jealousy stabbing at me, turning me bitter. "So do you want to be with me or you want to be with her? You're gonna have to decide, baby." I climbed off him, rolling over to the side, turning my back to his face. He sighed, not in the mood for my attitude, but it pissed me off. He said, "You mad at me?" "Fuck yeah, I'm mad. You're looking at me like some side piece." "You don't love me." "I do love you, Candy." "What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about us being together." He scooted close to me, putting his arm around me. "And we are gonna be together. But we can't rush this. I'm not getting any younger. I want kids. And I'm gonna give you kids. I'm gonna give you all the kids you want. But we have to chill, Candy. It's a process." I turned over and faced him. "Yeah, it's a process. The process starts with you telling Bess you want a divorce." He sighed again, laying on his back, staring up at the ceiling. "Bess is not going to give up easily." I looked at him a moment. "What do you mean she will not give up easily?" Still staring up at the ceiling, he said, "What I mean is, Bess is the type of person who will fight to the death to get what she wants. And if she already has it, she will fight to the death to keep it." I put my mouth to his ear and said, "Well, guess what? I'm also the type that doesn't stop until I get what I want. So Bess can bring it if she wants to. I'm ready."